row starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off with great anticipation.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Pettis now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
He's got Jordan complete right side.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
This defense for the Steelers, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston.
Darnell Mooney.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run. I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Working from the gun, Rodgers. It's complete to Robinson. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And he returns this to the 22.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. 13 yards remaining on 2nd down. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the gun, it's Allen. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Nwosu in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. 5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Edwards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A first down run there for Jacobs, but nothing doing as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Robinson's got it. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Throwing now is Rodgers. Open man is Chase, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth. Yes, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again. He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Pettis now on the return.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. And this will be a Texans first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Swift. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw, it's Allen.
They'll find Swift out of the backfield.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Allen.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10.
Here's Allen to throw it. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Here's 2nd and 10. On play action, Rodgers rolling to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Still 9 remaining on second down. Now it's Rodgers. Sliding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dexter Lawrence breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. Under pressure, they got him again. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense it. The first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Dancing to his left.
And Allen will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact at the end.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Steelers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. So after the INT, it's run. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Rodgers now to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to go down again. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
From his end zone, it's Rodgers on 3rd and long. He'll buy some time right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. On the return is Pettis. Oh, what a move. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
This is Swift on the counter.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
2nd and 8. Here's a handoff to Swift.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
It's a gain of 10. And the Texans first down. That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Steelers 21, Texans 13.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Running is Swift. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Being chased out, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Texans have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
Allen will try to throw for it.
And the Texans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted to tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
On first down, it's Jacobs. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 45-yard line.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs, hard running at the 15. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know that. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, go.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Josh Jacobs, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Steps away to his left. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Uchenna Nwosu in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Now Allen, got to have this one. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Jamel Dean.
And the Steelers have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, you think about it, though, that interception, great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
They'll roll him out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. But Charles, a